project this week is inspired by Japanese artist Yayoi Kusama, who has been making art professionally for over 70 years. Kusama primarily works in sculpture and installation, but she is also an active painter, performer, filmmaker, fashion designer, poet, and author. For this project, we are going to focus on her use of two themes, polka dots and pumpkins. Kusama is famous for using the same image over and over again, exploring the idea of infinity, or the idea that things go on and on with no ending. She uses both polka dots and pumpkins to do this. Pumpkins also took on a special meaning for Kusama, as they helped calm her down when she was struggling and worrying too much at different times in her life. They were a special symbol that always made her happy. We are going to use the symbol of the pumpkin found here on the left in her installation, as well as the geometric pattern in the background of her mushroom painting to create our own multimedia piece of art. Hi guys! So today we are going to create our Kusama-inspired polka dot pumpkins. And when you're done, it might look something like this. Now, a word I used a minute ago was multimedia, and that is a fancy way of saying different materials. So I did not just make this as a drawing. I actually used two different sheets of paper, an orange one for my pumpkin and a black one for my background. I used colored pencils. I used a little bit of marker, and then I used my scissors and glue to cut out and put the pieces together. Now, if you do not have different colored sheets of paper or any of those materials, you can absolutely just do this project as a drawing. So you would start on just a blank sheet of paper, drawing your pumpkin along with me in the middle, and then adding your patterns and designs in whatever colors you choose with the materials that you have to color with. But it might be a fun change to see if you can find two sheets of papers that are different colors. Now I chose the orange and the black to be really similar to the way that Yayoi Kusama did her pumpkins, but as you noticed, she is an artist of many colors. So if the only two pieces of paper you can find are pink and green, this would be a really cool project to do in pink and green, okay? So if you're going to do it like me, as a multimedia piece, you are going to need two pieces of paper that are different colors. You are going to need a black drawing tool, preferably a Sharpie. You are going to need colored pencils or crayons are going to work better for this project than markers. You can make it work with whatever you have, but colored pencils will work the best, crayons will be second best, and then markers last. But again, you're the artist, so you can kind of creatively problem solve. And again, if you're working in multimedia with me, you are going to need a pair of scissors and a glue stick. If you are just doing it as a drawing, you are going to need a blank sheet of paper, something to draw with, and something to color with. Let's go. I've gathered all of my supplies for my multimedia piece, and I'm going to start with just one of my sheets of paper. I'm going to choose the orange to draw my pumpkin. A smiley line and a sideways smiley line connected with curves to make the stem. A big looping oval down for the middle of my pumpkin. And then on either side, I'm gonna have some curving looping lines that go around to fill out the sides of my pumpkin. Now that was a super fast version of the drawing, so if you need to go back and pause it, please do. I'm gonna use my scissors to cut it out. And now my video skipped ahead a little bit, so you'll notice I'm using a white colored pencil to kind of shade on the edges of all of those lines I created to represent the bumps in my pumpkin. After I did it white, I'm going in with some yellow. Now these colors might change depending on what color paper you chose to use. When I finish that, I'm going to use my Sharpie or my black drawing tool to go in and start being inspired by Yayoi Kusama and adding in all of those repeating polka dots. Some might be big, some might be tiny. I start to try to color with my Sharpie, but I realize that that is going to really hurt the tip of my Sharpie if I keep coloring over the colored pencil. So instead I'm going to go ahead and fill in with colored pencil. Now I don't have to fill in every single dot. I like those in the middle to be nice and thick and black and bold, but then I might just go in and fill in some of these smaller and medium ones, but leave some empty to create some variety in my pattern. Next is the pattern in my background that I'm going to create with colored pencils that will still show up against that black paper. Here I want you to play around with these concepts of line and shape that we're starting to learn in art this year. What kinds of lines make a shape? What ends up happening if you connect different lines together? Have fun with it. And then you are going to put your two pieces together. Awesome sauce. I am super proud of you guys for trying something new. If you aren't quite done, that's fine. But remember to take a photo and upload your work for me so I can see it if you aren't working on this at school. And I will talk to you soon. I love you and I'm proud of you. Bye.